Okay, what you're looking at right here is my little ammo box. You can see there's 29 rounds in it. And what I'm going to do is load 10 rounds. And there's my bucket of brass that's ready to be primed, charged, and seated. And you can see all the stations were full in the press. And there's my auto trickler. And the charge I'm throwing is about 22.2 grains. And the cedar die I'm using on the press was one of the RCBS Matchmaster cedar dies, and you can see I just started my timer there, so we're gonna see how long it takes me to actually make 10 rounds using an auto trickler and a powder funnel die on the AP press. I'm also priming on the press, so you'll see whenever I raise the ram there, after I pour a charge in here, when I get to the bottom of the stroke, you'll see me push forward to see the primer there. And this is kind of really new to me here. It felt kind of foreign doing so many operations at once, but I think I got the hang of it. So I know I've made other videos where I'm bragging about how fast you can go on a single stage press, so I wanted to see if a progressive press would really speed me up that much as opposed to my old process, if you know, and still having weighed your powder charges. Obviously, if you was using an auto powder dispenser, this would go much faster if you weren't weighing out every one of your charges. But of course, if you're trying to make F-class quality or bench rest quality ammo, you weighing your charges is a must. I think I'm a little more than halfway through with them right now. You really got to keep your mind on this process. My little trick was whenever I raised the ram to its highest position, I knew that was one point. I just tried making a mental note that was one point that I needed to do something, so which was dump the powder charge. And then when I got to the bottom of the stroke, after priming, I realized, you know, that was another time that I needed to do something. So I was just trying to make a mental note as to not rush through those processes. You know, when you get to the bottom, you have to put another piece of brass and a bullet in. So you can see there, I got 10 rounds loaded, and the time was 3 minutes and 22 seconds. Okay, what I was wanting to show you here was the consistency of the seating depth. The reason these last two were turned upside down in the bullet tray here is because actually these last three, the bullets were seated when nothing else was going on in the press. Like, you know, like on a few of these up here, another case was getting expanded while this one was getting seated, and the case was getting ran up into the powder charging die as well. So I wanted to see if the bullet seating consistency changed when the only operation happening on the press was just bullet seating. So let's start out here with these. Make sure my calipers are good and zeroed, and they are. I believe you can see that. What I'm shooting here was for somewhere around 88. We're measuring to the ogive here. That one is dead on the money. We'll check these last 10. That one is about a light 88. Making sure I'm getting it settled down here. That one is a heavy 88. Kind of a heavy 88. Also, these bullets are 75 grain Hornady ELD M's, another 88. Kind of a light 88. Another 88. See what I'm doing here. I get it in there, and then I wiggle the case back and forth back here to make sure it's right. Dead on 88. All right, now these last two are when nothing else was happening in the press except a bullet getting seated. Slightly heavy 88. Dead on 88. I am super impressed by that.